What is going on, everybody? I am Randy, and we are back for the Pokemon Global Battle League Season 2 World Championship game, and we are taking on the Cincy Scizors, coached by Vizually. His channel, of course, will be in the description below. He does a crap ton of Citra Wi-Fi battles. I think he's like one of the biggest channels in the league, actually. Of course, a new member to the PGBL team. I did miss 2 uploads this season, and one of them was against him. So this is actually our second time facing off this season. So this will be the final upload for the PGBL, of course, no matter what happens, of course. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting the non-GBA League content, and hopefully we'll make a return to GBA League very soon. You guys will have to stay tuned for that, if that's even possible. If not, then we're probably going to be, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing for the summer. I'm honestly not too sure. So we'll just have to hopefully wait and see what's going to go on with that. But nonetheless, I'm excited for this matchup. Of course, this is our 3rd straight finals appearance on the channel, so hopefully we can actually grab a championship here. But after some recent, recent events, actually I have no idea where I'm going with this. Let's go ahead and just jump into the team builder. But of course, Vizually's team is pretty good, or Vizually. I'm not sure how to say his name. Vizually, I think is his name. He's got Mega Lopunny, Zapdos, Talonflame, Haxorus, Z User, Primarina, Decidueye, Steelix, Weezing, Hoopa Unbound, Z User, and Cryogonal. So his team is pretty strong. He's got a lot of like great offense, bulky offense. It's crazy. It's pretty hard to switch into in general. So my goal with this team is to hopefully do some wall breaking, as well as having Veil as my main way of just being able to take a hit from some of his beasts. So it's last time we faced off, I tried to go like more of a hard tricker mode. He had like Steelix with Protect and Zapdos, and they were able to just pretty much stall out Trick Room for the most part. And the Mega Lopunny was annoying as well. So I figured Trick Room wasn't the best way to go in this game. So I opted to go for some like a bulkier, like a Veil kind of thing with team with like some surprise sets as well to throw them off. So as you can tell by the layout, you can see what I'm bringing. But I'll go over the sets here. Right now, we have Banded Sheila, which is actually EV'd enough speed to outrun a non-speed Primarina. That way, Primarina cannot, hit me with like a Specs Moonblast. And Banded Liquidation will 2-shot, I think, non-max HP Primarina. But actually, I double-checked the calc on that. I'm not too sure. I think get 2 shots, actually, if it's max HP. If I get a defense drop or something like that. I'm not sure. Leech Life, of course, is for the Hoopa, even though I'm probably going to be clicking Liquidation. And that's it. The rest of the moves are honestly just filler. Crunch is there for the Decidueye, and Sticky Web is there in case I want to get up webs for whatever reason. But it's a pretty important mon here. With Veil, this thing can take some hits and deal out a ton of damage. So I'm hoping that this could be the mon that just tears his walls apart, and then it leaves a gate open for something like Mew or Thundurus. Yeah, so there's that. We have Scarf Mew to throw off his Hoopa. I mean, not Hoopa. His Hoopa too for U-turn. But it's mainly for the Lopunny. This will probably be my turn 1 lead, so I can get up rocks or just go for U-turn or Psychic. If he goes Lopunny, I probably would just take the Fake out and then try to Psychic surprise kill. So that'll definitely be the plan with Mew. In general, it's a pretty decent mon against him. He doesn't have great Psychic resist outside of Steelix, so if I get rid of that, it should be fine. And Araquanid is a fantastic switch into Steelix, because last time he brought Protect, Toxic, Earthquake, and Rocks, so that set is pretty much walled by Araquanid in itself. But then again, Muse, this is a great mon in general. I probably could have done something different with this, but Scarf was probably the best way for me to deal with that Lopunny and Hoopa. Next up, we have Kurama, the Ninetales, running Nasty Plot, Moonblast, Blizzard, and Aura Veil. So this mon, of course, is running a setup move. Nasty Plot was kind of a trickier move to consider. I thought about Freeze Dry for Primarina, but we figured with Nasty Plot and Moonblast it'd be safer. Encore was also thought about, but we opted to go for Nasty Plot because Blizzard is actually a really nice move against him. He doesn't have a good, ice resist on his squad besides Primarina, but Freeze Dry was always an option, so I'm sure he won't ever go into it right away. So Blizzard is pretty much good to click, whenever I come in on, let's say, the Haxorus or the Decidueye. So that's something that I will keep in mind throughout the game. And of course, like I said before, Veil will be my main way of trying to get this dub here, because Veil is very nice because he has a bunch of beasts. Next up, we have the Thundurus running Thunder Wave, Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, and the Thunderbolt. A weird set, but Dark Pulse, of course, is there for the Decidueye. Of course, the Dark Pulse is there to get off good neutral damage against like stuff like Steelix and, of course, Haxorus as well. I mean, Thunderbolt's super effective, right? No, it's not. Anyway, so Yeah, that's pretty much why I ran that. Thunderwave is there in case I can't ever kill that Lopunny with Mew. I can slow it down at the very least. I can slow down Haxorus. Who's not running Lumberry. Thunderwave's kind of just a filler move. I really didn't know what else to run on this set. If looking back at it now, I probably would have ran. It would have been better to run Z Thunderbolt, just looking at it on paper. But Z Dark Pulse was definitely very good at having this game. I feel like so that's something going to be to note for later. We have Max Defense Cofagrigus, just running Max Defense to have it checked to that Lopunny and Haxorus at all costs. Toxic, Plane Split, Hex, and Psychic. Psychic to hit Lopunny, so I can actually, hit it. And yeah, I mean, it's just there to take hits from Lopunny one time, and I can just Pain Split on the switch. So, pretty good amount to have. I can see it lasting a long time, actually, just, setting up status and just Pain Splitting away. So, hopefully Cofagrigus does something really good here in this matchup. And finally, we have a bit of a heat set running Swords Dance. Seed Bomb, Zen Headbutt, Protect, Shaman. He does have a Weezing on his squad, so that's why Zen Headbutt is there. Protect was just there to scout and get leftovers recovery. Something I did consider before was actually Rest. That way I can rest and then switch out and be able to get back at full HP and just be able to continue to set up and tear down some stuff, especially if I get toxic for whatever reason. So, but Protect ended up being the play, so I can scout because he is known for bringing some weird sets. So hopefully it's good to scout some potential Scarfers or just any weird moves you might want to try to do. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the championship game, guys, because I know you want to see the championship game. It's a pretty good one. So let's go ahead and just get started. So here we are. We are at the team preview. He's got Mega Lopunny, Steelix, Zapdos, Decidueye, Primarina, and Haxorus. Now, before we get started, it's important that I note that we're not doing a live com. And the reason that is because we actually disconnected like a bunch of times. We actually only disconnected one time. But in trying to recreate that situation, it took a lot of tries because of stuff that happened turn 1, stuff that happened turn 2. It was a mess. So we ultimately decided to recreate the game as best as we could, and I'll explain what happened, because this is the recreation. I'll explain when it happens, when we go live in this battle, but just understand that this process took a long time. We were just, it was crazy, but I mean, we had the patience to figure it out, so it ended up working out. So looking at his squad, I'm actually really, really happy to see what I have. He doesn't have Hoopa, which is fantastic. He doesn't have Weezing. Overall, Araquanid has a really good time against the squad. Sure, he has Decidueye and Haxorus and Primarina, which are truly resists, but like they're not great resists at all. Like with Orville, I can probably be fine with Primarina coming in. Even Decidueye, if he's like a bulkier defog set. Haxorus does get two-shotted if he's not running a lot of bulk, so that's pretty good. And I mean Zapdos with Veil, like if he's a defensive Zapdos, I'm gonna take nothing from Thunderbolt or Discharge. So Araquanid's looking pretty good in this matchup, and even so is Thundurus if I get rid of that Lopunny and Steelix. So that's kind of the plan. I wanted to lead Mew here because I wanted to either get up rocks or catch that Lopunny off guard. So that is exactly what I do here. Leading off with the Mew. Go Rangers. Looking for their first championship in franchise history, technically. Alright, so they lead off with the Boo, which is the Mega Lopunny. So I'm expecting Fake Out here. I almost wanted to just, I mean, it didn't really matter what I clicked here, but I clicked Psychic just in case he wanted to go straight for a return, which was never going to be his play, because it won't ever kill any sort of Mew at all, unless I was, like, not even level 50, but you get my point, right? So, I stayed in. This could be a, really common or really obvious Scarf because I stayed in and took the hit, but then again, music could switch in, so I don't think it really matters there. So I do opt to go for the Psychic, catching him off guard, which is huge turn 1. But we do miss out on the KO, which sucks, as he goes for Toxic, actually revealing to be a Toxic Facade set, which was really interesting. He actually brought it last time against me, but I don't think I ever was able to see it because it didn't hit the field. Or it did, but it never got the Toxic. So, yeah, I Toxic him back, so with that Toxic damage, he is in range of a Psychic killing him. In the original battle, he actually died to Psychic, because Psychic did enough. He died to Toxic, because Psychic did around... left him with about how much HP you just saw there, and he died of poison. So I took an extra round of poison. Don't think it really mattered in the long run, in all honesty. So we opted to go for that kind of play. Next time he goes on to Piccolo, which his is Steelix. So here, this is a free switch into Araquanid. He really can't touch this thing at all. Heavy Slam won't do anything to Araquanid. Earthquake won't do anything. Unless he's running Stone Edge, but I mean that's kind of a waste of a move slot because it doesn't really help against my team. So he goes for Rocks. That was to be expected. And now I can just go for a free liquidation. Sorry, I didn't update the Lopunny there. And his switching is probably Decidueye, but the opposite going to his Haxorus. And this is where the battle was, changed up a little bit from the original. So He switches it into Haxorus here. It doesn't two-shot him. Like it doesn't two-shot, but here it did. I wish it had the original time because then it would be good. But he goes for the Z Outrage or Z Dragon Claw. But in the original, I didn't two-shot him with Liquidation. He went for Poison Jab on the following turn. So on this turn, he poisoned me. I didn't kill him, and he went for Poison Jab again, and then we ended up doubling down. So we thought in order to avoid having to go for hacks and the recreation, we agreed that he would just kill me, but he would switch out of Haxorus here and just act as if it never existed. It doesn't exist. So as of right now, Haxorus is dead too. In the original, we both died. I went into Mew. He went into Zapdos. So, but on that play, Zapdos switched out for his Primarina, and I went for the Stealth Rock. So nothing really changed there. Again, the only real difference is that that my Mew took an extra turn of Poison, but it really didn't matter because I don't think it's really going to matter at all. So here I switch out into my Cofagrigus because I didn't have a switch in, and I felt Cofagrigus was the best thing to sack off, but he actually did make a double into Primarina. Into his Decidueye. You know, so that's kind of interesting there. Yeah. So Decidueye is, of course, you know, here. I can take a hit from this thing for sure, but you know, I'm not really sure if I should sack this off, but I pretty much have to because Cofagrigus isn't doing much for me at all. I mean, the only thing it can beat is, well, nothing. You can't really beat any of his mons on his squad, except maybe Zapdos if it's defensive. So you go through the what's it called? The Spirit Shackle locks me in. He reveals to be Life Orb, so he's definitely like an adamant nature. Probably does have Shadow Sneak as well, so my Cofagrigus will go down, but I did get off a Toxic. I probably should have went for Hex to get off like actual damage, as opposed to this Toxic, but I mean, it is what it was. So he does finish me off with the Spirit Shackle. I can't switch out. I really can't afford to switch out either. So Cofagrigus does go down, and unfortunately, it doesn't do much as I wanted it to. So now we are tied here at 4 apiece. Mew's pretty low. Everything else hasn't hit the field. Rocks are on both sides of the field. So I go into my Kurama. His Ice Resist is of course, his Primarina. So I go for the straight up Blizzard here. I probably could have afforded to go for the Aura Veil, but I felt like it wasn't very safe because if he just clicked Spirit Shackle, I was definitely going to be in range of a Shadow Sneak. Or, well, maybe not because of Veil, but I did not want to take that damage, seeing as how this Ninetales would be very important in the game. So do opt to go for the Blizzard, and as you can tell by this damage, he's definitely running a max Spadef Steelix, and that's not really good for me. So this is a pretty hard switch for me. I wasn't sure what to do in the situation, so I decided going hard in the Shaman was the best play because if he's running the same set as he ran last time, I pretty much wall this thing. He'll have Toxic, but I mean, that's not a big deal. So I felt Shaman was the right play. I could probably set up some Swords Dances pretty easily on this Steelix. Which is pretty good because if I get up a couple of Swords Dances, I can actually win the game straight up because, you know, I could probably break through that Zapdos if it's like a fatter set. Although if he has Heat Wave, it will do pretty good damage to me because I'm not running any bulk on the Shaman. So that's kind of a problem that we have here. So here on this turn, I opt to go for the Swords Dance, expecting him to either go hard in the Zapdos or just to go for the Toxic, as he actually goes for the Protect, which is pretty clean because I got a free Swords Dance on the Steelix. So Seed Bomb doesn't do a lot of damage because even though he's max Spadef, Steelix has insane defense. So yeah, I mean, this is the one time I really wish I would have had a special Shaman. You know, like a normal Shaman. But it's cool, man. I'm running Heat because it's good for Hoopa as well. Hoopa would not take a +2 Seed Bomb very well at all. I think it dies, actually, depending on the spread. So, go for the Seed Bomb here. I could have, yeah, I mean, I went for Seed Bomb to see how much it does. And as you can tell from there, it does around maybe like 30-40% as he goes for Toxic. And now, I can either go for the Swords Dance on this turn, expecting him to Protect, or I can go for the Seed Bomb to knock him out. I opted to go for the Seed Bomb because I did not want him to... I didn't want to risk anything. I just wanted to go for Seed Bomb. I figured at this point that my Thundurus could win from here as long as I just get Chip on Zapdos. Because if I get Zapdos in range of Z Dark Pulse or even a Thunderbolt, I can just win the game straight up. So I figured my best play was just to go for Seed Bomb. Because like I said before, any Chip on Zapdos would be key at this point. So Seed Bomb on to Protect. That's cool. Hail goes away, so I don't take that extra turn of Hail. But neither does he, but not that it really mattered anyway. So, yeah. So, Steelix is leftovers. I get leftovers, and I can just finish off his Steelix here with a Seed Bomb unless he opts to go into his Zapdos. But he does opt to go for the double protect, doesn't get it, and I knock out his Steelix. So Steelix does go down, opening the door a little bit for my Thundurus, and it's all looking pretty good from here, guys. All you got to do is injure that Zapdos just a little bit, and even then, Kurama can still click Blizzard, and we should be good from here. Rocks are up, which are a little annoying, and he does have Shadow Sneak, so that kind of worried me a little bit in the long run. So Zapdos does come in on the rocks, takes 25%. And I do opt to actually switch out. Now, why? I'm not too sure, but I ended up sacking off Mew. I went ahead and died to the Heat Wave right here. I sacked Mew because I felt like I needed Shaman in case Primarina was out of control, so that's why I opted to switch out Shaman, and of course I do have my Natural Cure. So I go into Thundurus here, and this is where the tables kind of turn a little bit. I go for the Thunderbolt as he goes for the Heat Wave, revealing he's actually Choice Scarf. But looking at this damage from Thunderbolt, this man was running like Max Pedef Zapdos, which was crazy. It's crazy. Max Pedef Scarf, pretty crazy set. I do live on 5. I also did go for the Z Dark Pulse because Z Dark Pulse does do a little bit more damage than the Thunderbolts. And if I had known that I could take another Heat Wave, I should have clicked Nasty Plot and then went for Z Dark Pulse, because +2 Z Dark Pulse was a roll to kill Max Pedef Zapdos at 75%. So if I had knocked out the Zapdos, I would have been at 5 HP. Keep in mind, he would Shadow Sneak, and then from there I go into Ninetales, take the Shadow Sneak at 50%, or he goes into Primarina. You know, it's whatever. So Zapdos, my Thundurus goes down. Zapdos lives, but the only problem is my Shaman does not take Heat Wave from a Scarf Zapdos with no investment, because I have no bulk. So I went for Protect just to hope that maybe I continue to take a hit, because I think it does like 45% minimum with Heat Wave. I'm not too sure how much it does anyway. From non-invested, by the way. Zapdos has pretty good natural offense, as you guys know that already. So Zapdos goes to Heat Wave, connects, and indeed does knock out my Shaman. So what this means here, guys, is that this Max Pedef Zapdos Scarf is going to clean up the game. He's going to land Heat Wave on my Kurama, and the Rangers will fall to the Scizors in the championship game. Now 0-3 in the past 3 finals games, which does suck. You know, it was disappointing, but you know, it's one of those things to where I feel like stupid about it after we play, but in the long run, it really doesn't matter, because like, I like playing in these finals games. It's pretty fun, and you know, ultimately, it really doesn't matter if I win or lose these championship games, because it's not like we're being like paid to do well, right? So you know, it was a lot of fun. The recreation was kind of annoying, but it was kind of, you know, he was great about it. We were having fun, so you know, just some things to think about. Like I said before, rest on Shaman would have been helpful in that game, like I said. But that was really something I couldn't know unless we played the game. But Thundurus is where I messed up a lot, because if I went for Nasty Plot, and I really had no reason not to go for Nasty Plot, because whether or not he was Scarf or defensive, my Thundurus could set up on it either way, unless he was offensive Scarf Zapdos. But I assumed it wouldn't be offensive anyway, so I mean, even if I went for Nasty Plot on the what was to be assumed a bulkier Zapdos, Z Dark Pulse at +2 was a roll to kill. I believe it was heavily in my favor, or somewhat in my favor. And then from there, he makes a decision. Either he has to go into the Decidueye from there. He has to. He goes for Sneak, picks me off. And then from there, I either decide to go into my Shaman or my Ninetales to threaten out the Decidueye. I probably do go into Ninetales there, because Shadow Sneak doesn't kill me at 50%. And I could pretty much just click Blizzard at that point, because even if he goes Primarina, Shaman should be able to pick off Decidueye at that range it's at after Rocks, Toxic, and Life Orb after he went for the first Shadow Sneak on the Thundurus, and Shaman could probably pick up the game from there, honestly. So I messed up there a little bit. So even after all the weird Scarf stuff, I probably still had a chance, but the Max Pedef Scarf Zapdos just caught me off guard, because even if he was Scarf, like, getting off damage with Thunderbolt would have been fine, but you know, it wasn't meant to be. So the Rangers do fall, like I said. And this will be the final upload for the PGBL. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for supporting these videos. You know, I definitely understand that my content has been slowing down a little bit, been inconsistent, but hopefully if we return for the GBAD League, we'll be active once again. Hopefully we get some fresh squad, fresh people in there, so hopefully that does work out. But nonetheless, guys, That's it for the PGBL Season 2. The Rangers finished in 2nd place. We did win the West, which is pretty cool. We got revenge, but, you know, obviously we didn't get the championship, so, you know, it was a bit rough. But, nonetheless, I had a lot of fun this season. Thank you, of course, to Rewt and all the other players for participating, all the other coaches. And hopefully we can make Season 3 pretty great. I'm not sure when Season 3 will be around. But right now, I just want to take a little break from these draft leagues because I have not had a break since we've left the GBAD league. So, school will be ending very soon. And, yeah, I mean, the summer plans right now are up in the air. And I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see what's going to go down. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time, whenever that will be. Go Rangers.